Welcome back, crypto and quantum YouTubers, to the official Quantum Resistant Ledger channel, your video portal into post-quantum digital asset security. Today we're going to go over one of the features of the QRL 2020 bromine hard fork, specifically multi-signature transactions, or MultiSig for short. So MultiSig is relatively new, right? Well, kind of. Personally, I kind of wanted to know where it came from, so I started to dig in. According to internet lore, MultiSig's first use was recorded going back thousands of years, in which partial keys were given to Byzantine monks in order to safeguard precious relics. In this way, no one key could be used to open the door to access them. The monks at the time were seeking what we would call a secure custody solution, and while this may seem like a bit of an antiquated representation, the concept still applies. Even more interesting, if you look at the recent popularity of hard wallets such as CryptoSteel, or people engraving mnemonic phrases into different types of mediums. I was reminded of the first known encrypted text discovered in an Egyptian tomb in 1900 BC. It didn't become hard to see some of the interesting correlations between ancient custody and cryptographic practices that were once used by our ancestors that eventually evolved and repurposed for what we use today. So regarding the rest of MultiSig, I'm going to keep this pretty high level. MultiSig is all about security. Paper wallets can be burned, fade, or thrown away by a significant other if left on the kitchen counter while you are searching for that perfect hiding place. Not that that has ever happened. Hardware wallets can be opened under duress. Mobile wallets can get lost with a smartphone, and third-party custody solutions can come with counterparty risk as far as hacks or exit scams. So possession might be 9/10 of the law, but with crypto, possessing the private key is the law. With MultiSig, a different approach is taken in that custody of funds and transactions are shared across different users. This can reduce risk by decentralizing custody, helping to remove the human equation, acts of God or mistakes as a single point of failure, and subsequently a loss of funds. So instead of going through all of the details, some of this is probably a little bit confusing. I'm not going to list them all out. For click-by-click instructions, go to docs.theqrl.org and follow through the steps. Step number 1, create a MultiSig wallet. Remember, this is not a normal wallet that you can log into. It does not have one-time signature scheme limitations. It's a shared wallet that is owned by signatories that can be weighted and thresholds set based on whatever is entered when it's created. You can't log into it, and also there's no mnemonic key or hex seed, so follow the instructions on the website and it'll become a lot more clear. Step number 2, populate the wallet with some funds from another wallet. These can come from anywhere. When you create the MultiSig wallet, it will show you the public address to send to, and that's how you populate it with funds. Step number 3, select the MultiSig wallet address that you created and submit a proposed transaction to be approved or disapproved by the signatories. Step number 4, that's it. Voting is performed by the signatories, and once a threshold is met, the transaction is executed and submitted to the blockchain. So what are a few use case scenarios in which we would use this technology? One example might be a joint account in which both parties have a weight of 1. Another example might be a hedge fund or institutional account in which 3 parties have a weight of 1, and the transaction threshold is set to 2. If 2 parties sign the transaction, it gets executed, approved, and sent through. Trustless escrow. I could use the eBay example, but I'm going to use a different one. Your friend offered you a generous price for your GPU gaming rig because he just heard about this crypto thing and he really wants to start mining. But he hasn't quite paid you back for that night of which neither of you speak about anymore, and you bailed him out of a jam some time ago. Let's just say trust is less than 100%. So you tell him that this would be a good way for him to spin up and get more knowledge about crypto. You create a MultiSig transaction with 3 parties and a threshold of 2. The third party is someone you both trust, so that he or she can be a third-party mediator in case you two don't agree. You didn't over-exaggerate the hash rates, I'm assuming. So once he receives the rig, you sign the transaction before he figures out that there's not really any money left in GPU mining. Irrespective of anything else, if things don't go well or if the rig gets lost in the mail, your third party can decide to approve or deny the transaction. And sorry, I know to the GPU miners out there, it's probably a little too soon to run that joke. If it does help, I was one too. But that's it. Thank you for watching. Next, we're going to cover ephemeral messaging in a future video. It's a great conversation for small talk and social events. Well, depending on who you're talking to and the event, I guess. But thank you for watching. Subscribe if you like what you see here. And for more detail, again, see docs.theqrl.org. Thanks.